By the time President Richard Nixon reached the White House, he had ruled out a military victory in Vietnam. But he wasn't about to admit defeat. The new president promised to secure peace with honor and would demonstrate that the American war machine was far from finished. His point man on the war was National Security Advisor Henry Kissinger. Together, the two men led the nation through its final, painful chapter in Vietnam. At the core of the White House strategy was the policy of Vietnamization. What this really meant was that the United States was handing the war back to South Vietnam. American money and air support would continue, but U.S. ground troops would be withdrawn, and the burden of day-to-day fighting would shift to the South Vietnamese army. It would not end the war for the U.S., but it would end the most unpopular aspect of it. But even as the first contingent of American troops were leaving Vietnam, Nixon was plotting to expand the war. With peace negotiations at a standstill, he encouraged his advisors to think big, to consider new options, even nuclear weapons. Henry Kissinger advocated for a savage blow, adding, "I refuse to believe that a little fourth-rate power like North Vietnam doesn't have a breaking point." Another advisor said such harsh military action would amount to shooting our way out of the saloon. Nixon decided to launch air raids against enemy sanctuaries in neighboring Cambodia, bragging that he would bomb the communists back to the bargaining table. He hid the illegal operations from the American people and Congress for 3 years. A year later, Nixon announced that American forces were invading Cambodia to seek out and destroy communist command and control centers. The president said it was a demonstration of American resolve.
If, when the chips are down, the world's most powerful nation, the United States of America, acts like a pitiful, helpless giant, the forces of totalitarianism and anarchy will threaten free nations and free institutions throughout the world.
Nixon's announcement triggered the angriest protests of the war. At Kent State University, demonstrators faced off with Ohio National Guardsmen. Before it was over, 4 students were dead. 10 days later, the scene was repeated in Mississippi. Richard Nixon had campaigned on the pledge to end the war and win the peace. But to the dismay of many Americans, he had extended the conflict into Cambodia and fanned the flames of dissent at home. Like 4 presidents before him, Nixon was stuck in Vietnam. No way to win, no way out, no way to save face.